Oh, you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him. Maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Oh, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
Bummerooski to the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic? You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I'll allow someone to,
But I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick on...
You know exactly what you've done, sir.
That's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, I was rude and inappropriate, and, I just want to say I apologize. I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
And welcome back to the greatest podcast you haven't heard yet. That's right, the Ricky Williams Trilogy. And if you're listening, we appreciate it. I am here. My name is Duke Thompson. And, of course, I am here with my best two football knowledgeable people in the whole entire world. Patriot Pat, Seamus, Moose Anderson, and Chiefing Jon B. Eazy Durnell.
Jesus, chiefing. I mean, I have lit up a couple of times before the cast here today, but I don't think you got to tell these people what I'm doing.
Well, I just associate it with your team.
Yeah,
no,
I'm sure they can just figure the other part out on their own. Probably.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm not trying to hide it. I haven't been.
Yeah. I mean, didn't Obama legalize it?
No.
No, but that wasn't an episode of the Boondocks. Now, right now, folks, things are happening in the NFL in which people have lost their jobs. Perfect, member of the Raiders. Team that did win this week. I called that one of the few games that I got right this week. Didn't get a lot right. But I did say that the Raiders would beat the Colts, and they were able to do so. But in doing so, they lost probably one of the more frightening NFL players in Perfect, known for hitting people hard and usually around the head region. He was caught hitting Jack Doyle near the head, right on the head, actually, on a hit where Jack Doyle looks like he was falling down. It also looked like he was trying to get up but then fell down. He just, he elevated, went right at his head, made helmet-to-helmet contact. They looked at it in New York. New York said, hey, you know what? You're out of the game. And then afterwards, they're like, you're out of the damn league for the whole season. Guys, what do you feel about that?
I gotta be honest. I'm not too mad at it. I mean,
now, what if this was a Patriot?
Well, I said the call on the hit on Allen this week should be called. I didn't think he should be kicked out of the game, right. But I knew it was supposed to be a penalty.
All right, hey, Marcus Peters took a bigger hit.
Whoa, timeout. Honest to God, Jonathan, and I'm not messing around, that might have been, besides the hit against Brady, against the Bills in like 2005 or whatever it is, where his helmet went 30 yards back the other way. This might have been like the biggest hit I've ever seen that never got a flag. Like his head, I thought he broke his neck. I thought his head came off.
Right. No, he was hit hard.
And there was no call. And there's not going to be a suspension either.
No, there won't.
And there should be. I think really what ties this one in together is just the fact that Vontaze Burfict is an angry man. He is a hungry player, and the way he plays, man, he just likes to take skulls off. And I think, just due to past suspensions, I just think Goodell was like, all right, this is probably where we need to draw the line. They probably should have done it to the Marcus Peters hit, if that's just my opinion. But the fact that you just can't bury your head down, man. You just can't put your head down anymore.
No, he did lead with his head, and if he had led with maybe a shoulder, here's the thing: it's not something that they are trying to allow anymore. They don't want them leading with the head, and they definitely don't want any helmet contact. He led with the head, and he also hit his head. Now, granted, if he was standing straight up, then he would have just hit him in, the genital region, and we would have never been talking about this. But the fact that he was falling down and it was helmet to helmet, that's why this is a topic of conversation.
That's exactly it, John. It's just a football play. And I know the man has a past. I know the man's been called dirty. I know the man played the Bengals with Pac-Man Jones in that dirty team. But the whole regular season ban for this, I got to disagree with that. That's just out of control to Goodell. Like, you're going to get upset. You're getting upset about the off-the-field issues. But this was, like Keyshawn Johnson, you said, he was slipping a little bit, man. I mean, at some point, you got to commit to your body going into one direction as a defensive player. And he did, and the physics said for the guy to slip, shit happens 2 games.
Right, dude. I mean, This is bang plays out here in football. You know, we want these men to be the fastest, the strongest, and the most agile, and we want them to react to things within seconds. But if they react within seconds in a way that you don't like anymore, then it's a problem.
Right, and we can dissect the play, and I can tell you what I'm about to tell you, which is playing devil's advocate, which is he could have led with his chest. I know that's a weird thing.
No. I mean, we can all say that. Yeah.
Right. So we can all play devil's advocate. I think the thing is I do agree with you, Duke, in the way that I don't necessarily think this deserves a full season ban. You know, maybe like punching your child in the chest or like, you know, kicking a woman. Maybe that deserves like a whole season out of the game. I don't know. I'm not judge and jury, but I mean, you got problems in your league that are a little worse than this. And if the problems happen on the field, the game to some degree can police itself. And they should have given them 4 games at least. 4 games at least is where I'm going with this. 4 to 6 games, maybe 8 if you really want to push it because of his past. To take the guy out of the game for the entire year seems a little ridiculous. And honestly, I don't think he's going to have a job next year.
Is he?
Well, yeah, it's going to be hard for anyone to consider employment.
You know who will? You know who will? You know who will?
What, the Patriots?
My boy.
Okay,
My boy Bill will have him in here.
Who cares, dude? My question is this. Was this the first time that he did it this year? Has he been penalized for any kind of hits?
I don't think he's been penalized for hits thus far this year.
See, that's what I have a problem with it.
Not that I know.
If the man was doing this all year round, like purposely go ahead hunting, then I would say that, maybe we could deserve to give him a whole year. The hit on Josh Allen was awful. That's what I was going to say. But in 90s football, that would have been a clean hit.
Okay.
So
let me ask you.
I'm just saying the rules that we live in now.
No, that's fair.
It was a good clean hit. I'm just saying, damn, in 2019 you can't do that no more.
Well, exactly.
That was going to be my question to you is what makes that play awful? Is it just the fact that he was concussed? Because our guy didn't lead with his head.
He didn't do it on purpose, though. So it's just a bang play, like Jonathan says.
Right.
And again, happens.
It's a bad play because the rules have made it a bad play. The rules have now been stated in the way where you're not supposed to make any kind of contact with anybody's head. You're not supposed to be –
Especially
quarterbacks. And you're also not supposed to be, like, leading with your own head. You're supposed to be figuring out a way to tackle in a way where your head's not involved. So I don't know how you're supposed to fling your body in a way where your head's not involved. They've really never taught anybody that because it's not really possible.
Well, the thing is, too, is that offensive players now, I feel like they just know that they can lead with their head. Like Josh Allen buried his head down.
They are taught to lead with their head.
Of course they are, especially on the line of a first down, Jonathan. It was on the line of a first down.
He buried his head because he was scared. Okay.
No. I don't think he was scared. No.
But that's what you're supposed to be doing anyway. You're supposed to bury your head to get in through the line. They teach them that. But now they're trying to teach people that they can't use their head. But that's what you've been taught, and that's how you're supposed to help protect the ball. You put your head down, you cover the ball up, and you go that way so there's less hands that can paw at it. And if you're standing straight up like an idiot, that ball's coming out and you're going backwards. Like, I mean, you have to go with your head forward, and that's going to lead to people maybe getting hit in the head. So, I mean, how are you going to change the game?
Like I said, I understand why the penalty was called on us, and I even said during live speed, I said he didn't lead with his head, but they have to call it. They have to call it
dude.
by today's rules. And also, Josh Allen was knocked out. I don't know how.
Dude, you see how cold knocked out that is? He was knocked out cold before he hit the ground.
He was out for at least a quarter to a half a second, dude, because
it was like 25
it was
seconds.
and you know what?
He said 25 seconds.
He was definitely down. But I will say, our guy standing over him, talking a little bit of shit, probably not a great move. Probably could have definitely gotten another flag for that.
Because you could tell when the guy's down. Like, he's unconscious. Like, he is limp, y'all.
He was out.
Yeah. When you trash talk to a man who's not conscious, it doesn't look good.
Right. No, that's not a hefty play unless you're in the streets. My question is, I didn't see the play. So I saw the end of the hit, right? When he lunged at him, and I saw him lead with his helmet, but I didn't see after the play. Was Jack Doyle knocked out? Was he hurt? Was he unconscious? Because it didn't look like it didn't necessarily look like a hard hit.
No, I don't think he was out. I don't even think he was sent to a tent to be checked, to be honest with you, because I remember looking at it while at the bar watching the game, and they kept re-showing it, and they kept showing Burfict, and they kept showing, the refs talking and looking at stuff and wearing the headsets and everything, but I don't ever recall them looking at Jack Doyle laid out on the ground or anything like that. Right. I'm pretty sure he popped up and was probably never put under concussion protocol, to be honest.
Because from what I saw, and I've only seen the slow version, I haven't seen an actual speedy version of it, of a real.
I mean, in the speedy version, it sounds bad, because it sounds
bad. But it didn't look like Burfict was moving that fast. It looked like he took 2 or 3 steps.
No, he was just right there and went at the guy. He didn't fly in or anything. He's just he was just there and just was
it was different than the Josh Allen hit because they weren't going.
Oh no, Josh Allen, he teed it up. This is more like I said. He kind of the Patriot guy was drooling at the mouth when you see an open field quarterback like that, dude.
He was foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, he was foaming, dude. He was drooling. He was sniffing it, man. Because as you know, when you're a quarterback, you're in an open field like that, you are just considered a runner. And you can do a lot more stuff to a runner than you can a quarterback. So he lit up. His eyes were big, man. Singletary was boom, man. Like I said, clean hit in 90s. Today, no.
Yeah, I think it's just, and it's unfortunate that it's just who the guy is, and that's why he's getting hit with this.
He might play this week. I have a problem with that too. It's
Josh Allen?
Yeah. If he was out cold,
I saw that.
Is that not constitute a concussion then?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. The hit that probably put, Burfict out of a job. I don't recall Jack Doyle being removed or even given a second in the tent. I don't think
he was
saw that either. So
not that I saw.
Yeah, so we're talking about people are losing their jobs for hits that apparently aren't bad enough for anybody to even get checked on. So that's pretty crazy right there. But with that being said, guys, we don't know if Burfict's ever going to come back, but we do know at this point in time the Raiders are 2-2.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
Yeah, it's not like a abuse situation. It's just the man plays with a full motive, man.
Here's the thing, dude. The NFL is trying to make a point with this, and the man has a lot of offenses. If this was a guy who had just been a first-time offender, and they just were all right, we're going to throw down the hammer, and someone was come on, dude, you can't do that. They're all right, fine. But this guy, he's known for hard hits all the time, especially when he was playing for the Bungles, who have not.
Yeah, that was a day too. He had Pac-Man Jones shooting people in a strip club.
Okay, you guys had him when he was shooting people.
Yeah, he was still causing trouble. He was still causing trouble in society. Okay, he was a fast player.
There's no discipline in Cincinnati. That's
man. And now it's a dumpster fire.
Oh yeah,
the Bungles.
Yeah, but either way, dude, there's a lot of 2-2 teams. The 2-2 teams as of today stand as this: the Carolina Panthers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Minnesota Vikings, the New York Giants, a surprise there, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Oakland Raiders, the Tennessee Titans, as well as the whole AFC South, so the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Houston Texans.
Oh.
We also have in the mix there the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. That's a lot of teams to name, all tied up right now at 2-2. Now, fellas, I ask you this. Of all of those 2-2 teams that I just said to you, who's the truth? Who's going to be going to the playoffs hands down? They just had a little
teams, man. It's a lot of fucking teams, man.
Well, look, of course, some of them are going to be making the playoffs just because of the rule of odds and the numbers. Someone in the division of the AFC South has to go. So one of them, if you pick any of those teams, you basically have a quarter of a chance of being right in your final prediction.
So excluding them, because we can talk about the AFC South in a minute.
All right.
Out of the rest of the league, right? I mean, you got the Chargers.
I mean, the Chargers are in there. I mean, you also got the Ravens and the Browns.
Well, let's not forget about the Eagles either. And I'm not saying I believe in Carson Wentz, but I do believe
garbage.
In that
you do. You believe in Carson. You buy that train all day long, man.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I've literally told you I don't before. So no, I don't.
No.
But the Eagles are still good. And the other thing is their division, other than the Cowboys, who we all picked, I believe, as the division winners way earlier. I was trying to find the episode where we picked all the division winners and couldn't find it. But I'm pretty sure we were all down on the Cowboys. But the Eagles I still feel like have a good shot if their defense can stop somebody from scoring. It's been pretty bad. I believe they have like 105 points against right now, which isn't so great. I mean, even the Giants have less than that, and their defense is effing horrible. So there's that. I mean, I think the Eagles still have a good shot, and anybody in the AFC South.
Well, of course, anyone in the AFC South, but Duke.
Breaking news, man. I didn't know if Moose heard that, man. Your boy is down for the season, man.
Oh, good. I don't fucking want him touching a ball again.
Okay. You know who I'm talking about then.
Yeah, Stephen Gostkowski out with a hip surgery for the rest of the year.
You're so harsh on people, dude.
No. You don't get to do that to me and my entire fan base. Let's go into this real quick. All right, and I'll make it fat. Stephen Gostkowski is getting paid $4.5 or $5 million a year, whatever ridiculous fucking amount. Okay? And he is the only guy on our team who Bill holds so dear. I swear to God, they cuddle at night. It's ridiculous.
He loves kickers and punters, man.
In the last 4 Super Bowls, he's missed 3 of the biggest kicks I've ever seen. Never saw Adam Vinatieri do that once. 3.
Well, Vinatieri can't hit anything.
No, he needs. Okay, but that's this year. He needs to retire. Get out of it.
He's broken, man.
And then he's missed 3 point after attempts this year. He missed 3 out of 4 in the last 2 weeks, man. It's ridiculous. And you know what? Go get your kid fixed. I think it's an excuse. I think Belichick's saying, take the rest of the season off. We'll see where we're at, and we'll talk to you at the end of the season. That's what I think. And I personally am not a fan of him getting $5 million a year, whatever stupid amount it is. So I'm not even that mad. I mean,
dude, there's people who should be more upset than just $5 million a year for a kicker when you're spending, sounds like $100 million for bum quarterbacks. But we'll get to that a little later, maybe.
Ooh,
right now,
that's fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah, right now, yeah. Let's get back to Duke. Duke, who do you think besides your Titans? Because again, we're leaving the South alone. But of the other 2-2 teams, man, who do you think is the truth?
Man, Chargers, because they'll be the wild card, and they'll be at least one of the wild cards. I don't believe in the Cowboys much anymore. I think Dak's going to choke it up. Maybe the Eagles can get in there, slip in there, and do the little crap that they always do.
Yeah, but what about their defense?
Yeah, the Cowboys' defense is pretty good.
It is good, man. But how long can it carry you, though?
Real suspect right now.
How long can it carry you, though?
That's true. The Eagles' secondary is fucking atrocious.
Right, dude. It's very suspect.
You never know, though, man. I mean, they just, like I said, we're 4 games in. It's hard to tell. I just see at least a couple more games,
I mean,
Because
I get
like I
that,
say-
but we're still a quarter way through the season. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
and like I say,
starting
but
to
you
get
don't
good.
you don't
We're-
win this, but
Right,
you don't win the
you don't win the
season in
season.
September, man.
No, and listen, we understand that, but we also took a gander at who would be winning every division before free agency.
Yeah, that's why we're high and drunk, man. We we were totally
Um,
wrong there.
I think in Beezy, I'll let you speak after this, but I honestly I think the only two teams that are even gonna come close to doing it are the Eagles right now and either the Ravens or the Browns. That game last week was enticing.
Ravens,
I don't know.
really?
We saw.
I
My pick was going to be the Browns, man, because I think they have found a lucky year, and if they can ride this luck, they're about to go to the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
They get shut out.
Well, here's the thing: they got the Steelers, who are done. I mean, they're not. I mean, it's just unfortunate you just don't have any major talent. I mean, you can beat the Bengals, that's fine, but it's the Bengals, dude. Like, they don't have anything. Andy Dalton throwing his helmet around like it mattered. It's like, dude, you're half the reason why the team is so bad.
Oh,
But-
so bad, dude.
Oh,
They're just so fucking bad. And now
They're
John
unwatchable. They're
Tyler
unwatchable.
Boyd. Tyler Boyd is not the same guy we saw last year. AJ
No.
Green is out. Joe Mixon actually looked somewhat productive last week, which was nice.
Yeah, but I mean, he
that's,
can't.
That's
he's
what
no
he does,
leader.
though. That's what he does, right? Every year he has like 2 or 3 great games, and then the rest is kind of mediocre.
Mhm.
So, Jonathan, I think you're actually pretty spot on. I think the only problem is that the Steelers haven't given up a ton of points, but they haven't scored any either. The Cleveland Browns haven't give up a ton of points, but they haven't scored either. The Ravens have scored, and they've been against 3 shitty teams, right? So
Yeah, I
get
mean
that.
that's why we kind of have to wash that away. I mean, you're talking about a Dolphins team that is clearly just
That's
falling
that's
apart in front of
practice,
us.
man.
Right,
You're also
right.
looking at a Chiefs defense that couldn't stop, a running faucet. Like, I mean, like they're really bad, man. So from when you're looking at who they faced, they're not going to be facing that kind of defenses, all the time. And the rest of their season is going to be more stout defenses. I mean,
the rest of their season is monstrous, dude. They have a hard schedule to play.
I know. Well, actually, I gotta say, it's the Ravens to lose. Like you say, Browns got a hard schedule, man. I mean, if all Lamar really does have to do is just don't screw it up.
See,
You know?
I just don't, and I hate to say this, but like I don't know who I trust more out of those two, Baker Mayfield or Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
Yeah, but Lamar.
I mean, I trust
Lamar's
Lamar more because of the speed, and that's what you have to go with.
Just
Baker
the
can't.
just
he
the
can't break.
unpredictability.
Yeah, he can't. He
can't
just
predict.
can't just tear away from people, and that'll be a problem. So that's why my trust lies a little bit more in him.
Also, it's professionalism. I just believe that.
I mean,
no offense, dude. I mean, I'm sorry, but you got a locker room full of egos in there. When things ain't going good, I mean, the Ravens, Harbaugh is the coach to kind of be like, hey, Lamar's our boy. We're going to stand by him, and you're going to fall in line. If you don't, you're not a part of the team. With the Browns, and you got Freddie Kitchens just standing there twiddling his thumbs saying, well, I thought this was Baker's show.
So here's the thing, too,
So when
is
things start falling apart, I just trust Lamar to be there, dude, to handle, be a leader, and be the team. Baker, I don't think he can handle when OBJ's not going to get his stuff. Landry, Garrett, all those guys, man. There's a lot of talent, a lot of egos clashing, man.
It's tons. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Myles Garrett is most certainly not a part of that situation as far as egos go. I think
But he's too good not to be speaking up when things are going to be going shitty.
He is. Yeah,
guarantee
that's
that.
true.
He's going to be like, yeah, fuck this shit.
I'll tell you, dude. I mean, if anything, I feel like this is the Browns' year, and not in the way that they thought it would be.
Oh, they're backdooring it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they're
exactly. Because the
flipping on
Browns came into this season thinking that they were going to be good enough to get to the playoffs. I think now they're just going to happen. Yeah, I think they're just going to be able to be the last man standing and get into the playoffs.
Now,
And
the only
that's
thing I'm going to say about the Browns, right, is that Baker Mayfield has to shut up and he's got to study. Because I'm going to go back.
Better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what? Freddie Kitchens should not be playing, should not be calling the plays. But I think he knows that. I honestly, God,
as a coach.
But the other thing too,
I mean, come on.
But what
Moose,
makes you say
this isn't even a topic of
dude, what makes me say that is
on the field.
The first game, dude.
We know that.
If you can't even handle your players, prepare your players for the first game like that, then act like you look so lost and confused and can't get in people's faces when they committed 190 yards in personal fouls, dude. I mean, if I'm a coach, I am throwing people down, dude.
I'm not making excuses for him as much as you think. I'm just saying, like, on that 4th and 9, that draw that he ran 2 weeks ago, he didn't run that. That was Baker Mayfield calling an awful play.
Yeah, but we're all just saying, again, Kitchens has no business being there. He has no control of the circus.
I think he knows it, and I think the Browns need to hire somebody immediately. I really do, and you can't do that. I know you can't just.
You can't do that. I mean,
look, you can't, but you have to.
You have, again, the inmates running the asylum, so like, there's nothing they can do. I think they're just going to be able to get there based on just the fact that, again, they're in a lucky circumstance where. Yeah. They have a rookie that's leading the Steelers. If the Steelers don't get too hot, which I don't think they will, I think again they could have gotten hotter if they still had Bell and Brown, but he just has no one to get the ball to, and that's going to be a problem for him. Other than that, I think he would be okay in that position to take over for Roethlisberger if he had some number ones to get the ball to.
Right, like Juju Smith-Schuster ain't going to get it done as a number one.
He isn't, and Connor's just not good enough,
and he's hurt. Know? He's hurt. He's constantly hurt. I mean, Jalen Samuel is going to be their starter this week, and then you have James Washington, who should be clicking with Mason Rudolph. He should be, because they were throwing to each other the entire camp.
Right.
But the thing is that your quarterback goes down after game 1, game 2, whatever it's been, and you're thrown into that situation in which a quarterback didn't even like you to begin with. Big Ben didn't want to teach. He was pissed that they picked a quarterback in the first place. So he was thrown into a shitty situation. It's not going to get better for him.
Big Ben is the problem. They need to get rid of his ass. They need to be like, yo, Big Ben, bye-bye. Here's your replacement. We're moving on. We'll retire your number in a few years and see at the Hall of Fame. Other than that, you need to get the hell off the field, because you are not taking the role that you should be in being a leader, being a teacher, and saying, hey, Father Time is going to get me. Like I say, Brady had a bad game this week. I'm sure we'll see a few more bad games of the next 10 years he's playing, okay? But he's getting older, so it's looking like that's it. It's like Father Time's undefeated. And, Big Ben just ain't it, man. He's taking him a lot more hits, a lot more injuries, and he's just not having the Steelers, man. So why be there, Ben? I know, just take your money, take your rings, and just go away, dude, and let the Steelers rebuild. I've been a big fan of the Steelers rebuilding for years now. So it's time to move on, man. You're on mute.
Yeah. You can't hear you on mute.
Yeah, my bad. I don't necessarily know if Big Ben's the problem anymore, because this team looks fucking atrocious.
Or is it Tom, man?
Well, there's drama beforehand, and I think his ego might have pushed some people away.
100%. 100% his fault.
Have now. So
the two best players in the game, arguably, between Bell and Brown, the two in their own positions, best players in the game, arguably, had to leave that team because they don't like him so much. So yeah, off the field, he's absolutely a problem. But on the field, the guy's still got game. It's not great game. It's not fantastic.
Still got game. Oh my god, dude.
No, I mean,
no. You're not going to sit here all night and defend Marcus.
I'm not going to. Am I defending him? No, dude. Did I say anything about it? There you go, dude. You always put words in my mouth, and I'm just going to say what I think of Big Ben. He's getting older. He's taking too many damn hits. He's that aging quarterback on any given Sunday who just needs to give it up.
But I mean,
you defend Mariota at the same time.
How am I defending him? How am I defending him? Do I defend him now? He's not part of this conversation. He's not a part of the conversation.
Let me talk. I just fucking made him part of the conversation because you always do, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Duke.
And one time I don't.
No, but in fairness, Duke, you're getting perfect because you have a history and a past with this, and he's allowed to do this because the Moose knows that you do defend Marcus without a doubt. And Marcus Mariota.
No, I know how you guys feel.
knowledge.
So I'm not even going to talk about it no more because a lot of you guys take your case
No,
now.
but I'm just
And
saying.
like I said, dude, I'm just accepting. You guys are going to have your opinions on him. I have my opinions, and that's it.
Can I say something else? He played great this week.
Who? Oh, I'm
Marcus
sorry. I don't want to
Mariota.
hear that. No, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't
I
fucking.
figured,
praise
yeah, you
him,
don't
man.
like logic. I know you don't like
No,
logic.
I don't know. I
You
don't like when you do
talking
it because you're
about
jinxing us, man. You're jinxing us. That's why.
No, I've gotten every Titans call wrong this season. So if
Yeah,
anything,
dude. No, I know. I like that streak.
All right, well, we've all given the team outside of the South. Hold on.
Hold on a second. I got a question.
Because we're about to
for
talk about the AFC
you.
South.
No, I
anyways.
don't have a
Let's just go
question.
into
Is it Tomlin? Is it Tomlin, man?
Is it
Oh,
Tomlin?
yeah. Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, he's been there for fucking, like, what now, 20 years? Something like, he's the longest tenured
I mean,
coach.
I don't think Tomlin's an issue. I think Tomlin tried to hide from the media and the public what was really going on, and he did a very good job of it.
I mean, they
Did you
covered
see
up
the
the
second-
Brown stuff well.
Yeah, they covered up Brown very well. We had no idea he was this off the wall. You know, Bell, who knows? He might have been a little crazy himself too. We don't know exactly, but maybe those minds were clashing along with Big Ben's in there, and maybe that locker room was an inferno all the time. But he was able to keep those egos at least in check enough for us to not know about it. So I don't think he's the problem as far as that's concerned. Maybe his play calling is a problem, but other than that, he's at least keeping the team from falling apart in the eyes of the world.
Maybe new offensive coordinator, but I would still say it's time for them to bring in a young QB and to start over. The Steelers are a classy organization, and I mean they're going to move. It's time to move on from Big Ben, dude. I'm sorry, but it's like when you have an aging quarterback like that, it's like, do you just need to recognize that you can either leave this team in a better position than you found it by training a guy, bringing him up, or you can be a Brett Favre, just be a total dick.
Well,
that's fair enough, and it's not
a lot
like
of total
Mason,
dicks.
right? And it's not like Mason Rudolph is like the worst quarterback we've ever seen.
No,
he's not, and he has things to work on, obviously. But
we still allow Trubisky to be a starter.
Hey,
I mean, he won't be here for a little bit, but he is still the worst starter I've seen in a while.
Can I just say real quick, Chase Daniel's a fucking hero. That man has played for however many years, right? And maybe 30% of actual NFL fans have ever heard of him, and he's made $34 million.
No, dude, he's made $34 million.
We've all heard of Daniels. He's been around. He's been around
four complete starts in the NFL, $34 million.
But he comes in a lot for it. Like he somehow is just like the guy that gets your starter injured. Because I always hear him. He always comes in at some point and plays. Like
he does, dude. He's one of those guys, man. He's a journeyman, dude.
He's just like, oh, that guy's still in the league. Isn't he like 73 years old? He's still back on team.
Like he's like some sort of angel of death that gets people hurt because he's always comes in there for at least one to finish a game.
How many wins does he have out of his 4 starts? That's what I really want to know.
He probably has 34 wins because he keeps coming in for people and the game's already basically been won, but the quarterback gets massively hurt and he has to go fit. Because I feel like he's been making a lot of his money due to the concussion protocol. Because I feel like anytime a quarterback gets concussed, Daniels comes storming in, take a few snaps.
Make a few throws, fucking buy a bottle of Belvedere after and have a night.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's his career.
Let's move on and let's talk about Duke's division. It is obviously the most enticing
clusterfuck, man. It's a clusterfuck.
It is the only division where.
And Moose, I need to apologize. You're right, dude. Watson just looks bad, right?
Okay, but time out. No. I'm going to give him a little bit of a break because I thought about what you guys said. 1, looks bad. 2 points about why. 1, he doesn't fucking know how to get rid of the ball, whether that's because the play calls are shit, which I wouldn't doubt, or because the wide receivers don't know what they're doing. I wouldn't doubt. Other than Hopkins, I just don't think he can get open on man-to-man right now. And I think that's part of the reason is because Watson doesn't get rid of the ball, and he's getting sacked every other play.
He is, man. The line's not holding for him. And what is that, Fuller? Is that his last name?
Will Fuller, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that guy will get open, but then won't get the ball. Like, I don't know if he doesn't know how to like get that extra boost or something, but like,
you're right, dude. Yeah,
he'll be open, but then he can't catch he maybe loses the ball or I mean, he just something happens.
When he does get open and when he catches the ball, and it's probably about, I'd say like 5 out of 21 times out of the season where it's like a really deep ball, like Deshaun Watson lets it fly. And it'll be one of the biggest plays of the week. But otherwise, why do you have him there? Because he's drawing one man and a safety, maybe, but he can't catch the ball, so he's not drawing the safety back anymore.
No, not anymore.
And when you have 1 or 2 guys on DeAndre Hopkins, he's the best wide receiver in the game, in my opinion. And he can't get open.
Can't do it, man. Won't do it.
What do you think? Tough. Kiki QT is going to get open and catch a bunch of balls? He's not Julian Edelman. It's a joke, man. And it's just badly run. And Deshaun Watson doesn't look good. And whether it's him not getting rid of the ball fast enough, which is personally what I think it is, or his offensive line just sucks, or if it's a combination of both. But they just don't look good.
You're missing it all, man. It's Bill O'Brien.
Yeah,
he's the problem, dude.
Yeah, I think that's so true.
When you say it's the offensive line, and when you say this is all, you're right about that, man. It is, but he's the GM right now and head coach. He wants to pull this whole Belichick thing, and it's like he's had too many chances to have a talented team. I know this team. I hate this team. Watch them twice a year. They've been talented over the last many years.
Super
they should have made a deep playoff run, but never do because I could count on Bill O'Brien failing.
After watching their defense play the last 5 seasons and the offense they've garnered, they should be a Super Bowl contender every single year with the talent they have. They have Laramie Tunsil now, and what has he done? Absolutely fucking nada.
That's hard, though, because he's going to have to get in there. I'll give a few more games, but if you don't figure it out in the next couple,
you gotta.
Then, yeah.
You got it. You're your guy's blind. He's on the blind side, right? I could be wrong. I think he's on the blind side. But he's one of the best. He's one of the best in his game. It doesn't take more than a few weeks to really get incorporated into an offensive line. The Patriots are doing, and I know Don Skarnecki is the GOAT of offensive line coaching, but our offensive line is a bunch of guys that were working at Walmart a couple of months ago. Like, it's ridiculous. So Bill O'Brien's got to get them going. But I no longer have hope. Duke, you should be happy to hear if Tennessee gets it done within their division, because right now they're in 4th.
That's our greatest enemy, man. It's our division, man.
They're in 4th, and it's because they're 0-2 in the division. Everyone else has a win right now. They have to get the wins in the division.
Well, I mean, for everybody else, they're winning the division. It pretty much is the Titans right now. I mean, because the Titans haven't won in the division, and that's the real problem, and they don't beat divisional competition, and that's a big problem.
It is, man.
I mean,
because Jacksonville is going to get their wins elsewhere. The Colts are going to get their wins elsewhere, and the Texans are going to get their wins elsewhere. But you guys have to dominate the AFC South, and if you do that, honestly, I don't see the Titans not making the playoffs.
Well, right. I feel damn much better now as going 2-2. Like I told you guys, without LaWarn, beginning of the season.
Well, I didn't really
LaWarn,
doubt the Browns one too much, but I was doubting the Falcons until I thought
it was going to be actually opposite. I thought we were going to be losing the Browns and losing the Falcons, beat the Jags and beat the Colts. That's what I thought it was going to be the beginning of the season.
I didn't know you guys were going to be that good against the Falcons, or the Falcons
Dude.
Are that
hey,
bad.
I love our defense, man. Landry's coming.
Well, no, I don't doubt your defense, man. And again, you know how I feel about Matt Ryan being probably the worst thing that's ever been behind the center. Oh yeah, dude. He passes the eye test. The man looks like a quarterback. He looks like what you expect. Like the form, the figure, it all looks nice, but he ain't good. Like, he throws terrible passes. And again, that Julio Jones catch that one year in the Super Bowl, that was just amazing. It's a shame they didn't win the Super Bowl so they could show that catch more often. Julio saved. I mean, that was amazing, dude. And Julio's the reason that Matt Ryan even looks good. And, I mean, I think Julio's just like, well, I'm getting paid now, so I don't need to go out here and try to hurt myself for this idiot because he ain't throwing the ball well enough for me to try to do.
Right. You know what sucks, too? I was offered a really enticing trade in fantasy football this week.
Should take A.J. Brown, man.
So I did actually just pick him up. I'm not happy about it. Don't rub it in my face, but I'm not happy about it. But I did pick him up, not for this week. I will not play him this week.
Why are you not happy about it, man?
Because he had a great game last week, but
he's only gonna gash weak secondaries, and he ain't gashing the Bills.
Right. He looks good. Don't get me wrong.
I would argue against that though. I don't know, man. I'd say that actually now, because if Humphreys gets involved this week, because we got LeWarn back. Help me out, man. Humphreys doing those short passes, dude. AJ could do it, dude.
I fucking
AJ.
I love you, dude. They won the game. Humphreys, everything's changed. All right, everybody.
Dude, hey, no, hold on, man. I just got to say this, dude. You know what? No. When you see a fucking left tackle is going to take your quarterback's blind side, and that motherfucker comes off a PED suspension, I say give him a personal foul or a sportsmanlike conduct. I want that motherfucker throwing a helmet against somebody, man. I want out to hit somebody.
You know what? You guys definitely do need Taylor Lewan's spirit and tenacity out there. The one thing I think that you have going for you, Duke, and I'll end the half with this, is that your Titans are top 5 in points against. The Pats lead with 27. They played 3 incompetent offenses. The Bears have 45 points against. Niners 54 points against. Cowboys 56, and then the Titans 62. If you guys keep that defense up, and you have to do it in the AFC South, you guys will make a playoff this year.
And Mariota did good, man. He's on pace to do over 30 touchdowns. So I'm excited. And like I said, even not even Mariota, though, if we have those guys and something happens, now I feel confident enough that we just ain't relying on a quarterback. We could pull a Trent Dilfer here and just walk on in with some just average quarterback and shit.
Did you just compare your Heisman?
No, I'm just saying, I said if Mariota doesn't work out, that's what I'm saying. I know this team is built so that it doesn't go into a dumpster fire. That's all.
That's fair. And we will give you credit where credit is due when you guys have good weeks, but we will bury you in your
fine,
false
man.
hope.
No, dude. Like I said, this is a long ass season. I know you guys are used to going 16-0, but me and Jonathan watch real football.
16-0. That happened.
We're used to
expectations, dude. Okay, my bad. But me and John, we watch real football over here. We ain't watching your, my God, fantasy fairyland football that's never going to be repeated ever again in the history of the fucking game, even if it's played for 1,000 years. Okay, me and John over here, we watch our teams lose 5-6 games, man. That's just a long season, dude.
That's a long season.
It's a long season, man. You don't like and. You gotta imagine how hard it is to prepare.
I love you're saying we've seen our teams lose 5 or 6 games.
9, 7, 8. I've seen the worst record I've ever seen my team do was 2-13. Was that for the Chiefs too?
Chiefs. The worst I've seen them is 2-14.
Oh,
yeah, 2-14.
We've never gone an 0-4 or a 1.
Yeah, see, that's one thing our teams never did. We had enough pride to win 2 games. Okay? Like we didn't get a whole tank for luck or other crap. We went out there and actually tried.
I think the Moose has seen an 11-5. I think there was at least one.
He was born. The team was like 8-8.
6. I think there was 9-7.
No, you're lying. Now you're lying. Now you're just lying.
You're just lying,
all right, we're going to the break now because the Moose is downright telling fibs. Thanks for listening to the first half of the Ricky Williams Trilogy. We'll be back shortly with the news and our picks. Oh, they were bad. All right, so we'll be back.
And we're out.
And welcome back, ladies and gents. It is time for your Fumble Rooski weekly sports news update. Raiders linebacker Vontaze Burfict has been suspended for the rest of the season. not including this suspension. Since 2016, he has been suspended a total of 12 games. 2016, 4 games for a hit on Antonio Brown. 2017, 4 games for a hit on Anthony Sherman. And 2018, 4 games for a PED violation. Patriots kicker Steven Gostkowski has been put on the IR and will need season-ending hip surgery. Belichick will be seeking only his 4th kicker since his start in New England. Broncos outside linebacker Bradley Chubb. I'm starting that over. Fuck you. Broncos outside linebacker Bradley Chubb tore his ACL and is out for the remainder of the season. Longtime Arizona Cardinals owner Bill Bidwell has died at the age of 88. His family has owned the club since 1932, when they were originally the Chicago Cardinals. And your staggering stat of the week, every team in the AFC South is currently 2-2. This is the first time since the 1970 merger that every team in a division has been 2-2 through week 4. Boys, that was a pretty bad weekly news update.
That was kind of rough.
That's a little dry.
Fumbling all over.
I mean, a man lost his job. A man lost his life.
A man died.
Yeah, man.
I mean, one of the original.
It's like, some guy needs surgery, man. Somebody lost their job, and a man died.
It's like it was just, it's rough news. That's like the real news. Like, it's like, oh yeah, man.
It is. But with all due respect to Arizona Cardinals fans out there in that entire organization, from here at Fumblerooski Sports and the Ricky Williams Trilogy, honestly, we are sorry for your loss. He seemed like a very fine gentleman. Seemed like a really great guy. So we're hurting for you guys. And Larry Fitzgerald is probably taking this a little harder than everyone else. He's been there since he was like 4 years old, it seems like. So, good luck to you guys. And we wish, the Cardinals the best for the future. Moving on to our picks from last week. Ladies and gents, we hope you did not bet on anything we said.
That's right. You bet on Money Mouth, though.
Because this is not the show for betting.
No, this is not the show for betting.
There's a different show, and that one we are still in the money, Moose. I'd like to let you all know, and the fans out there, we are still winning money on Money Mouth. Right now, our mouths are, I wouldn't say full of money. They just have more than they had before.
Like, you can get a few Whoppers for sure.
Oh, definitely, dude. Dude, we can get 3 full-on meals, maybe small meals. We might not be able to upsize.
Dope, man. Just from spending a couple bucks a game. That's dope.
Yeah, dude, we're getting some meals.
That's good. I'm glad you guys are. I should start listening. I could use an extra meal or 2 or less. Moving on to our picks. This week was not a good week for anyone.
No.
Even Duke, who won the week.
I failed tremendously. It hurts.
Well, we all did. Yeah. And
even the penny didn't do too great.
Well, that's a given. The penny's been drunk all season. So have I. But the worst part about this week is that I'm looking at my picks. I'm like, they're all going wrong, right? I went 0-3 in fantasy this weekend, and it was just overall not great. Patriots didn't play well, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, hopefully this week will be better. Duke, you finished in first last week for the second week in a row.
Wow.
7-8. At 7-8. Yeah. So can you imagine where our scores are about to go?
Oh my God. I thought it was like 3.
Yeah, no, you got 7-8. I finished alongside the penny at 6-9. Probably my favorite number combination. And Eazy, you were 5-10. Really not that far behind. We all did pretty shittily. Boys, we need to get it the fuck together. But this weekend,
I think last year, man, around week 4, we had this crazy wonky week 2, man. I feel like there's always that week 4 just where things get shaken up into where they should be.
My God, though, this weekend, like, all the teams you figured you were going to win, like, really, though, like, it wasn't just us that figured the Cowboys would win, or, the Vikings would win, or no offense, Duke, but even the Falcons with Julio Jones and Matt Ryan alone.
I told you about that. AFC, NFC, we play well agaginst NFC teams in the dome, dude.
I'll admit my Chiefs almost lost. So I almost lost that
hey,
one.
If we put Mahomes in a dome, oh my God, it's like 100 touchdowns a year. The dome is cheating, dude. That's why I was like, that's why I can't stand it sometimes because it's just different.
I think Super Bowls should have to be outside.
Outside, man, in the weather. See,
I would also just love a Super Bowl here because I'm 20 minutes away from the stadium. But anyways,
so
Duke,
cold. It'd be awesome.
It would be sick. Duke, you had 2 picks of the week. You had the Titans and the Saints. Both me and Jonathan picked the latter. Jonathan, your pick of the week was the Raiders. That was a huge call. And I, for the first time this season, did not have a pick of the week. I was stumped, gentlemen. So, with that being said, that brings our total to myself in the lead at 37 and 25. Eazy, you're right behind me at 36 and 26. And Duke, you've made quite a comeback, buddy, because if you don't remember 2 weeks ago, I did not think you would be anywhere even close to where we would be at the end of the season. You are now 32 and 30, only 4 total wins away.
It's a long season there, Moose. You don't win the season in September, my friend.
You don't. You should tell your team.
I'm sorry. If we played your division every year, we would.
You would.
I don't know, man. You guys don't play well in your division.
That's true. You can give us a Dolphins. You can give us that shit.
Coming from the guy whose every team in their division is 2-2. Anyway, no, but in all honesty, we do have the easiest division. And the penny is at 24 and 38. I honestly don't know what to do with the penny. Abe Lincoln is beside himself within that little piece of copper. Now, we are a quarter of the way through the season. We bring ourselves to week 5. We have some really good games. We have some not so good games. We have some games that we don't know what the fuck is going to happen. So, to start off, Thursday night, the Rams at the Seahawks.
Oh, dude, this is going to be fun.
It is going to be fun, right?
I think
Thursday nights have become better than Monday night now.
Okay, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Thursdays are enticing. Mondays are for sleep.
Especially this last one. But, I myself am going to go with the Seahawks. The Rams seemed pretty exposed this past week, mainly in just the idea of Jared Goff. Now, I don't know why they weren't giving Gurley the ball at all, but I don't think that's going to make a difference in Seattle because I don't think they're going to just not look for the run. So I don't know if they were afraid of going up the middle with Sue being there and thinking he was going to try to hurt somebody. I don't know, but they just were passing like crazy. Goff threw for like 5,000 yards and still lost.
Right, and I do want to say that I said this was going to happen, sort of. I didn't think it'd be so soon, but I did think Bruce Arians would get that offense together, and they can really fly, man. They have some really good talent on that team. Myself personally, I don't see much in the Rams this year solely due to the fact they are not throwing to Gurley. That is where all of his yardage comes from. That's where all your fantasy points are going. By the way, if you took him in the first round like a dingbat.
It's always about fantasy, isn't it?
It is. I love fantasy, man. So I'm going Seahawks as well, Jonathan. I think the Seahawks have a really good team. I do. And in Seattle, it is hard to play there. I don't think the Rams play there well, even if they win. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks just due to the fact that Russell Wilson is, in my opinion, a top 3 candidate for MVP this year so far. So I'm going Seahawks.
Okay. Well, it's just a Thursday night game, y'all. Shit, calm down. The Rams are exposed. I got Seahawks too. It's at home. I just always like the home team when you are Thursday night games. Just make it easier to travel, everything. Rams, they got a little hiccup, man. Sean McVay does not look like Belichick, does he? Now all the national media guys can get off his Johnson about that. So
My word.
I got the Seahawks on that.
Calling them the jock riders, eh? All right.
Ball washers. I mean.
All right. Well, what do we got next? Oh, what does the penny have, actually? I forgot to ask this.
Penny is a clean sweep. We have the Seahawks all the way through.
I don't like that.
All right.
I know you don't. I know you don't. I really, honest to God, don't think any of us really do.
All right, so what do we got next there, Moose?
Yeah, next game we have is sort of one of those ones where you just really don't know what's going to happen because both teams are playing okay. They're not playing great. They have new quarterbacks. We got the Jaguars at the Panthers.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I feel a lot more confident in Minshew. I think he's listed as questionable this week.
He's got a little knee injury there, buddy.
He's a little banged up. But I think he's getting the ball out quick though, and that's what's important. And he seems to be reading things well enough to not make ridiculous mistakes that loses the game for his team. He's also got a game-winning drive under his belt. I think the kid's, ready to go. He apparently trained with Saban or something on an apprenticeship, so he knows something about D's. Anyway, either way, I'm just gonna go with Minshew leading the Jaguars.
Minshew over the Jags, huh? Yeah, like I say, I know that the Jags get crowded on quite a bit, but I'm scared of that team. Minshew is one of those rookies.
What?
What, man? I mean,
no. I'm not disagreeing.
Dude.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just surprised you said it out loud for anyone to hear.
Why?
Because you never said that.
I mean, I didn't believe in Nick Foles, but I mean, this guy's got a clean slate, and he's coming in, and he's riding that momentum, and momentum is very real. Emotions are very real in sports.
That's fair enough.
So, I mean, you can ride that crap for a long time, man. And, I mean, the kid's playing without fear. So, I mean, until he gets smacked around a little bit, then what does he got to lose? I mean, it's not like he's going to lose his job, So, who's coming in after him? So, I got to go Jags, man. Also, too, I think this is a violent call for Ramsey, too. Ramsey's supposed to be joining them, and he's going to fall in line, too. So,
that's fair
he'll
enough.
get paid.
I think both Gardner Minshew and Kyle Allen have proved themselves to be at least relevant within a starting quarterback realm. I actually think, though, and it was one play last week, Duke, you may have seen it, Eazy, you may have seen it. Kyle Allen, ducked J.J. Watt to the point where I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. Gardner Minshew also, like I said, looks great. But that play from Kyle Allen solidified to me that he's not afraid. If you got a guy like J.J. Watt, who's been arguably one of the best players to come up in the last 6 years, just due to sheer numbers, I think that was a ballsy-ass play. I'm going to go with the Panthers on this one at home. And I don't think Jalen Ramsey's going to be back in the mix for a bit, if ever. So I'm going to go with the Panthers. The Penny also has the Panthers. We're on to our next. This one, I mean, do we even need to talk about it? Patriots at Redskins.
Yeah, we need to talk about it because
I got Redskins, man.
Oh, do you now? Jesus Christ! Why? Because they're bringing in the new quarterback probably. So that's
who knows, man?
He still doesn't know.
He doesn't know yet. He hasn't made a decision.
Keenum was in a boot today, so it's either Dwayne Haskins, this could possibly ruin this kid's career just from the situation he's being put in, or Colt McCoy. He's finally back practicing. So I don't see the Redskins having a fucking chance in even coming close. In fact, I don't even know if they're going to score a point. And I'm talking field goals too. So yeah. I obviously have the Patriots on.
Yeah, I definitely have the Patriots in this one too. I just don't see any – I mean, I don't see any reason for anyone to even start showing up anymore for the Redskins. I just don't.
It's ugly, man, and I feel bad for Haskins because it's about to get ugly on a whole different stage playing against the Patriots. The only thing is we don't really have much tape, but that doesn't worry me with just our skills in general. Next game
though. Like I said, man, the man has nothing to lose, dude. That's why I'm going to go for this upset of the week with the Redskins, man.
That's
fair. My gosh.
That's fair.
I mean, because like you said, we haven't seen them lose. And Jonathan has said it's still September. It's still early. and we need a loss to the Patriots so people can be jumping
and they
on the
usually lose
bandwagon.
some, and they usually lose some absurdly awful game.
It's gonna be like when the Giants come into town or the Cowboys or something bullshit team.
Now you'll probably lose to the Eagles or the Ravens. One of those two games.
They lose to, and then everybody's gonna be all like, "Oh my God, are they done? Oh, national media guy's gonna flip his lid."
Right. Yeah. Tom
Brady's
Brady's falling
going
off
to win
a
his
cliff
streak
again.
after
Sure.
that.
He just keeps falling off of cliffs. I think they're like 3-footers. The next game in the penny had the Patriots. Duke, you are the lone holder, the lone wolf of the Redskins. Dumb pick, easiest loss of the week.
Okay, I mean, call it dumb pick, man. But that's cool, man.
I'm calling it a dumb pick now because if you win that pick, I want you to look as good as possible. Okay, I'm building you up. You gotta understand that. I'm just building.
Man, I'm just trying to destroy you, man. That's all.
That's fine. I would be too. Next game we have the Bills at the Titans.
Ooh, well,
This is one. I don't really know who to pick because I want to pick a certain team, but they lose every fucking time I pick them. And the other team has a quarterback who's got brain soup issues right now, and he might play.
They were bragging about how he cleared like 4 of the 5 concussion protocols.
That's so bad.
And I'm like, you're bragging about that. Dude.
That is so. They are gonna ruin. He's the next Andrew Luck, only he's worse. He's the worst next Andrew Luck.
It's just player safety. They act like they care, and then about all this stuff, and then it's like, no. I mean, we're just going to rush him back to play against the Titans. Like, really? Like,
yeah, and then in 3 years, he'll thank their doctors. He'll get $30 million guaranteed, and he'll walk off into victorious nothingness.
Well, all I'll say is that if I had to choose anything, I would choose the under in this game, and I haven't even checked to see what it's going to be. But I still feel like the under is the best bet in this. With that being said, man, I mean, Allen has thrown 6 interceptions.
He has. What was it? 2 or 3 of them went to the Patriots, though.
Right. But still, he's showing that he's not being very cautious with the ball, and the Titans have been more cautious with the ball. They just aren't getting down the field as well. So I'm going to go with the Titans.
2 games we have. I mean,
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying in 2 games you've been holding on to the ball. This might be the game where you just lose it all over the place, and I look like a fool for saying anything.
I see what you're saying.
Right, you kind of have to understand that the Titans' defense is good. So are the Bills. But with
our defense is better, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I would take the under at Vegas.
The under is -2 at -2.
Under the score.
Under 2.
No, that's the spread.
That's the
spread. Score is like the total points.
The total point score.
It's 38.5.
38.5. Yeah, I'll definitely take the under on the total points of those.
Okay,
There's no
ladies
way.
and gentlemen, also this is why I am not a co-host on Money Mouth.
Yeah,
dude, that's weak. 38.5, dude. I mean, we only need 21 points to score.
Honest to God,
there's no way there's going to be 21 points scored by either team.
It could be 21-7, but yeah.
There's no way either team is scoring 21 points.
I know, man. Derrick Henry goes off. Boom.
No. This game is going to be like 14 to 9.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Brady scored 16 points again. Here's my.
Yeah, but Tom Brady old though too. So.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, he has one bad game every now and then.
In Duke, you have to understand this is just purely because at the end of the year, somebody has to have bragging rights, right? Last year I had them, and I'm itching to get them back. I am going to take the Bills because I cannot pick the Titans again for at least a couple weeks because I lose every single fucking time. I'm going to take the Bills. I think Matt Barkley is going to run them down, kid.
Wow, dude. Well, I mean,
I'm only saying it. Honest to God, cool. I think the Titans will win, but I just can't pick them. I just you'll lose.
Well,
I'll lose. Everyone will lose.
I'll pick them so that they'll lose. All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'll still pick them though.
That's fair enough. You know what? I also have to have a little bit of trust in at least one team in the AFC, so we don't look so fucking horrible every year. But we do. And I'm the lone Bills holder. The penny has the Titans. Our next game in division. The Ravens already took a loss against a struggling Browns team, and now we have the Ravens at the Steelers. Duke, who do you got?
Man, I got to go Ravens. That's last week's thing. I think the division is the Ravens to lose. This could be a very good confidence booster. I think the Ravens, Lamar, lead them to the promised land.
Yeah, Ravens don't really care where they're playing, so when they lose at home, I usually don't think anything of it because they win so much on the road. So I think they can go over to Heinz Field and get this done, so I'll go Ravens as well.
Well, I certainly have to agree. Every time the Ravens come into our house in Foxborough, they play with some tenacity I've just never seen in any other team. So I'm going to continue that trend, and it's 4 across the board. That is our second of the night, along with the Seahawks. Hey, the birds are popular tonight with the penny.
There's a lot of birds in the sport, dude.
Tons of birds. Actually, there's too many birds. Why is there not a Gladiators? You know, there's a Vikings, there's a Raiders. Why don't we have – oh, there's even a Buccaneers.
Yeah.
There's no Pirates, though. That's sad. Baseball
A
took
Buccaneer is a pirate.
Yeah, that's basically a pirate.
No, Buccaneers different.
It's
Yeah, it is a pirate.
It's
No,
close
because
enough.
if you're a pirate, you're a little more weaselly, right? Like a Buccaneer is like,
No, it's still
fucking
shit.
and
Yeah, I mean, a Buccaneer is probably more neutral zone as far as like, you know,
okay,
they're like
okay, well,
they're a
fair enough. But
renegade.
let me ask you this: have you ever met any fucking child or adult that has dressed up during Halloween as a Buccaneer?
Yeah, dude, I know people from Tampa Bay, but that's not important.
Oh, that's not fair. That's
I
not
know, but you asked.
No. You're a comedian. You can dissect that thing.
You
Fuck
asked.
off. Yeah, I'm
All right,
done with
what's our
you,
next
Eazy.
game? What's our next
On
game?
to the next one.
Buccaneers?
Yeah. No. We have another fucking bird going against another big cat. We have the Cardinals at the Bengals. This, even to me, isn't a question. It honestly isn't.
Well,
I got the Cardinals through and through. I think
What?
Murray. Oh yeah, without a doubt, the Bengals defense is trash. They are.
But the Cardinals altogether aren't any good.
The
Yeah,
Cardinals
but
are due for a win.
at least they're like throwing the ball. Andy Dalton can't throw. He's horrible. You guys were right last week, and I was wrong. Even though I picked the Steelers, I was wrong. Andy Dalton's shit.
He is really bad.
He needs to leave the game. I have the Cardinals. I have the young Kyler Murray. Is it his first win? They're 0-4 too, right?
Yeah,
Well, they're 0-3-1. They got a tie.
For the love of God, get that boy a win.
Yeah,
I
so
have the Cardinals.
I really think that you're probably right in this, but I'm going to go against the tie.
Yes, I
Because
love gambling for no money. It's the best.
I'm going to go with the Bengals on this one, mainly because Andy Dalton got so mad and they have so little to use that he's going to somehow find that spirit.
Wait, time out. Is Tyler Eifert playing? Do we know if he's in?
I don't know if he is, but I know they've lost.
If he is in,
They lost Ross, I believe.
so Ross is out.
I
Ross
think
is
he's
done.
out. I think he's out this week, so
He
he
is
has
out. No,
even
no,
less
he's
to
not.
throw.
So real timeout fantasy update, and for everyone that gives a shit about the Bengals that listens to us, which is one person, Ross is going to be out 6 to 8.
Yeah, so he's basically out. So at this point, he has no one to throw to because AJ Green is not even deciding when he feels like coming back, which I think is
timeout. Are you talking yourself out of picking the Bengals, or are you still
No.
picking the Bengals?
No, I'm still gonna pick him.
Okay, I feel like you were just arguing with yourself. The only thing I'll agree with your pick on is that Arizona has been absolutely god awful, like NFL history bad against tight ends. And if Andy Dalton can if he can pick up Eifert, if he's playing, I haven't looked. If he's playing, they'll have a couple touchdowns. So
Yeah.
you do have some leeway with the pick. I just think
I'm gonna take the home team on this and just assume that they know they only have maybe one chance at a victory all season, and if
that's
they
it,
don't
man.
get this one, they ain't getting one.
You know what? I'll go with that. I like that philosophy, Johnny.
I knew you always like Johnny's philosophy.
You know why?
Never
Because
liked my
Johnny's a
philosophy.
winner. That's why. Johnny's
Fair
a
enough.
winner.
That's
But,
crazy because I'm leading.
Actually, no, because I was going to go Cardinals and think that is like, he would be his first win. But I got to say that, I just don't think it's his time yet. I think maybe a little bit, maybe a few more games because they got crap more opponents to play.
Oh, dude, they have. I mean, I think they'll probably catch the Falcons off guard when the Falcons come into town.
I mean, they got a bunch of people.
You got the Bengals. Okay, so I am the only guy that has the Cardinals. I really thought this wasn't even a question in my mind. Like I didn't even think about it just because of the way Kyler Murray throws the ball to Christian Kirk. I just think it's going to work. Especially against a defense.
I mean, it works enough, but here's the thing, dude. Whenever they drop back in zone and he has to make the choice, he makes the right choice. But that's not how they play the game the whole way through. So whenever they're putting any pressure on him and putting man coverage on him, he doesn't know where to go. And that's what he's going to be seeing probably much of the game until the end, you know? Like there'll be some zones along the way. But
that's fair. No, he definitely still can't read anything. So I'll give you that. I guess my only statistical option would be to say that the Bengals have 12 more points scored against them over the or I'm sorry, net points. I think the Cardinals are at like negative 41 net points, and you know the Bengals are at like negative 54 or whatever it is. So, anyways, next game we have. You know, this one normally at the beginning, had this been the first game of the year, I don't think we would think about it. But both of these teams have been playing so goddamn bad that I don't know who to pick. We got the Falcons at the Texans. Personally, I'm going to go with the Texans. I hope that Watson can get it together. And I don't think the Falcons can. I honestly don't. They don't have that running game. And without that running game, that team will do nothing.
They don't have a running game. They don't have much of a defense.
They don't have a throwing game either. Yeah, they don't have a passing game.
Yeah, Matt Ryan is looking as bad as I've always believed him to be. I got to go Texans as well, man. I mean, I'm sorry, man. When I was watching the Falcons play against the Titans, don't get me wrong, were playing good football, but they were not playing as good as the Falcons were making them look. Like that one play where Brown torched 4 men. I was like, homie, you're near him. How can you not get him? Like, it was really
you know what? Honestly, they don't pay, dude. He still had to actually get the damn ball in the end zone. That's what I hate about you guys. Like, you know.
I didn't say the pass was bad. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying the pass. You said the play.
The play afterwards by 4 defensive players did not get the right angle or anything right in that play. They did it all wrong. That is the part that I had a problem with, dude.
Completely wrong.
Yeah, they all played it wrong.
And although AJ Brown played it just right enough for them to play it all fucking wrong.
Right.
But the Falcons just are an absolute mess. They are a mess. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones should be putting up numbers like we've never seen in the NFL, like they did last year. And they didn't even make the playoffs. But you'd think they improved. They haven't. Texans, Duke, you're going with the Texans. And
I'm going with Falcons, man, because you guys are stupid, man.
I don't understand you.
You're stupid, man. That's fine.
I think he just fucking loves it. I just think he loves the trash talk. I do.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, actually I could see the team bouncing back. I mean, Falcons are a desperate team right now. I mean, they're just smacking the mouth. They needed to get their shit
to be fair,
together.
the Texans look fucking horrible. So
I mean,
you know what? It's not even a bad pick.
Well,
the home field advantage at Texas is not that great either.
Both teams look bad this past week. Both teams need a bounce back. And I just think the team that's at home might get it a little faster.
I just don't trust the Texans at home, man. I mean, they don't have a powerful, home
You trust the Falcons on the road? Man, please.
After last weekend, smacked them out. Maybe they need to get away from home to get some shit together.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't really have a home, dude. I mean, did you see how vacant and bare that stadium was?
That
was bad. That's bad.
I mean, I thought the Dolphins didn't have anybody in the stands.
Hey,
good Lord.
My question, though, before we move on. What about the A.J. Brown touchdown in the end zone, huh? We caught that shit over the show.
We're not even at your team.
I know. I'm just asking you about that.
Yeah, it looked great. No, it looked great.
Yeah, we're saying the team
push off,
fine.
Little push off. That's a veteran move, man.
Yeah,
little push off.
Look, here's the thing. The team looked good, dude. I'm not saying that. I'm just
like AJ, dude. He's my
exceptionally bad
like
at
AJ,
points
man.
where you're just like, how is your defense playing that bad? That's all I'm saying. That's all I was saying.
Listen, you should like AJ because he was a pretty high pick, and you should like Corey Davis, and they should be playing.
I'm losing
like
faith in Corey, man.
You should lose your faith in
because you saw the pass was coming across the
where
field.
He just dropped it.
He like hit him in the hands, dude. I'm like,
dude, he looks bad. He looks bad.
But yeah,
I'm telling you, he only catches hard passes.
That's exactly it.
If
John
the
brought
degree
that
of
up,
difficulty is high, he'll catch that ball.
You know,
But if he just
Corey,
has to catch it, he just drops it.
he sort of reminds me of the kid that you grew up playing baseball with, right? And the one kid was really good at outfield. Like, they didn't just stick him out there. They put him out there. Like, he was generally good. And every fucking play, regardless of how the ball dropped, he would dive a slide. That's who Corey Davis is. He's the banana popsicle in the tropical box of popsicles that nobody wants. Right. But he shows up. So with that being said, even though we weren't talking about your team, but we were, the next game we have is the Buccaneers at the Saints. This one's going to surprise you guys. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. And it's not just because of last week. I think their running game is getting a lot better because it was so unsure at the beginning of the year between Barber and Jones. I do think they look good. I also think the Buccaneers have possibly or arguably, maybe even statistically, the best run defense in the league. And I didn't see it from Kamara last week. I don't see it from the Saints. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers on this one.
I think I'm going to go with the Saints because I think Bridgewater's now had enough time to get acclimated well into the idea of actually having to be the quarterback to start this. He did well enough against a good defense of the Cowboys.
He did look good. He did look good. That's one of the best defenses in the league. You can't argue with that.
So, and he played well. And I mean, the Buccaneers do not have one of the best defenses. As a matter of fact, they are known for giving up a lot. And the Saints
are not against the run.
Not against the run. That's true. But again,
part of it is the stipulation of how bad Gurley played last week. So there's that.
Right.
There is that. I'll give you that.
But the Saints also will play some defense. Now, sometimes they have been gashed, but they will at least get out there and try. So I'm going to go with the Saints because they're at home. Now, if they were on the road, I would take the Bucs right now because the Bucs are hot. But
Saints play hot at home. They always have. Since Katrina, they've played hot at home.
Right. So I'm gonna take the Saints.
I can't argue with your pick though, because this is a game where you can argue my pick. I think. Right. I generally think the Jameis Winston's not as good as Teddy Bridgewater. It is a fact.
No, it's true. But he's playing better than Jameis Winston's ever played.
That's
he's
that's fair.
Above and beyond where he's ever been before, and it's a contract year, and thank goodness for that. Marcus Mariota, on the other hand, needs to step up because he needs to get paid.
Oh, I mean, he will.
I knew an O was coming out. I knew it.
I knew it was coming, man.
I covered my eyes.
But really, I'm just saying, I think that Mariota's resume is a lot better than Winston's. That's all.
At least right now, he's not giving the ball up as far as
my quarterback never got benched for Fitzpatrick.
He's fumbled a few times, but he hasn't thrown an interception yet, right?
No, he hasn't turned the ball over once. He recovered his own fumble.
Oh, that's right. He recovered the fumble. I'm sorry.
Maybe that's the thing that humbles Jameis Winston is the fact that he's got. I don't know.
Oh, Jameis is giving us.
I'm not making an argument for it. I'm just saying.
Winston's a clown, dude.
Oh, mercy.
Oh, here we go.
What's our next?
I don't want to hear another "you don't like black quarterbacks" comment.
Dude, let's look at his past.
What's our next game?
What's that?
No, he doesn't. He didn't even give me a pick. Are you picking the Saints too?
Oh yeah, I love what Teddy Bridgewater is doing right now.
I figured. I think Bruce.
No, I don't like. I mean, James Winston, dude. It's like the guy is just kind of
No, he's
an idiot.
He's iffy.
He's an idiot. I mean, really, he has all the talent in the world to do things. Was like, dude, just put it together, man.
That's fair. That's fair.
You've had better opportunities, better receivers, better defense and stuff, man. I mean, he's an
iffy quarterback. He's an iffy quarterback.
Not that. I'm just saying.
You don't know if you're gonna get a perfectly cooked egg that's a Florentine, or you're gonna get a trash.
Oh, I tell you what you're gonna get. You're gonna get crab legs, man. Walking out of the store illegally. That's what you're gonna get. Okay?
Crab legs walking out of the store.
Okay.
Are
well,
you kidding me?
Look. Bridgewater.
You're gonna get crab legs walking out of the store.
That's what he did, man.
He got caught with the crab leg.
Oh, we need to get that clip and just send it to Jameis Winston on Twitter.
But
we're gonna get that going because I want to see what he has to say about that.
I like
funny as fuck, bro. He's just fucking walking out of the store, crab legs, man.
But I like Teddy because Teddy's playing for his future career after Breeze is gone, and this is a great dress rehearsal to show that, hey, when Breeze retires, I'm your guy. Let me take the team over, and good for Bridgewater. So I like where he's going. I'll take the Saints to win this game.
I mean, the kid's only 26, so you do have a point. He does have a future in this league, whether it be with the Saints or not. He's been on way too many teams, in my opinion.
No, it's the Saints, dude. It's his team to take over when Breeze is done.
And you know what?
That's the way they want it.
They love the Saints. The Saints love him. And the community, I mean, we all know after Katrina, they rally around people, especially their sports team, and especially the Saints. They are a beloved people down there. So, I'm taking a chance on this one. I'll admit, I'm taking a chance with the Buccaneers. It's not just because what I saw last week. I generally see what Arians is trying to do down there, and I do somewhat believe in it. I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl, but I do believe in it. The next game we don't need to talk about. Vikings at Giants. The Vikings are finally starting to get things going, even though, for those of you that have been stuck under a rock the last 2 days, Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs are both looking for trade partners. Stephon Diggs followed, I think it was 8 Patriots last night, so he could end up a Patriot. I don't necessarily see it happening. I think Bill would go after Emmanuel Sanders first, but it could happen. And if they're both looking for trades because their quarterback's so bad and their quarterback had to put out a fucking statement on Get Up this morning, which is ridiculous. It's a fucking childish move. It's something that Kirk Cousins' dad has shown him his whole life. Here's how you talk like a quarterback. Here. There, you get a job. Here you go. You get millions of dollars. I'm still going with the Vikings. The Giants suck.
Well, I mean, you're really looking at a team that has a quarterback that hasn't seen enough to know how to win, and you have another quarterback that's seen more than enough to know how to win, and just, damn it, he refuses to. So
that's true. I almost want to go with the Giants just after you saying that.
I mean, it's really hard for me to not want to say the Vikings.
Here's my only thing. Here's my only thing.
The Vikings, but man, damn it, I won't be surprised if the Giants get it done, man.
I know you're not confident in it. Be easy. I do realize that because I'm not
Kirk
either.
Cousins
And actually,
is doing so bad.
All bullshit aside, I know it's only been 2 games, but I do think Daniel Jones looks good. I think he looks competent.
Yeah,
I won't say good. I'll say competent. He looks competent. He looks comfortable. He doesn't look like he's panicking as much as we've seen guys in the past panic.
You mean like Eli Manning?
Exactly. He just doesn't, Beasley. He looks okay.
It's fine. Yeah, I'll take that.
So it is a tough pick because Kirk Cousins looks fucking awful. He has arguably the best wide receiver core, and at this point in time, maybe the best running back. Nick Chubb also has a potential vote there.
He's got the best back right now, and it's a shame that the Vikings aren't 4-0 with the way that Cook's running the ball.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. If you think about it, man, I mean, they're last place in their division. They have Thielen. They have Diggs. They have Cook.
And a good defense.
It just doesn't make – they have a fantastic defense. Their net points is 21. It's the highest in their division, and they're sitting in the bottom. This is not a divisional game. I think the Vikings take it.
Vikings take it too. I go with that. I think the Vikings are due for a win.
They have to be, right? They have to be. They're too good. They have too much talent surrounded, man.
I mean, I just see it. I kind of just see them going in and maybe just winning one on like a fluke or something. But yeah, I like the Vikings. I mean, these teams ain't going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, if I hear that the Giants have won this, I mean, I'll be upset, but I won't be surprised. But like, because that'll mean Kirk Cousins did something stupid again.
Honestly, I won't even be upset. I'm more of a Daniel Jones fan than I am the entire fan base of the Giants fans. Like, I hate the Giants fans and their entire organization way more than I hate that poor kid that got booed out of MetLife after getting picked in the draft. So Vikings. Penny has the Giants. Idiot. Next game, we have the Bears at the Raiders. We have a backup quarterback going against a team that is 2-2. And this 2-2 team is out to prove something right now. I really do think so. But the Bears defense is that good.
Yeah, and they have somebody that has a chip on their shoulder and probably wants to give Gruden just a mud stomping of Carr. I don't think Carr is safe in this game. I think Mac and the boys are going to be so deep in his, wheelhouse from the second he snaps that ball that he will never feel comfortable. And I think Daniels can hand the ball off well enough for them to get down the field.
And last week was the only sign of hope we've had in Tariq Cohen all year.
Oh, right. And it's because he wasn't having to deal with the old Mitch. So either way, I'm going to go with the Bears on this one. I think they've improved in the quarterback position.
Yeah, it's sad, Eazy, but I did have hope in Trubisky, as you know, only because he showed a couple of promising games last year. When I say promising, I mean they were really good. And then they got really good in the offseason. They got Taylor Gabriel, Allen Robinson. They have players that actually can play the game. So if you add a quarterback that can at least get them the ball, their defense will get it done. I got the Bears.
Man, I don't know. I got to go against the grain here.
I don't know if this is the game for it, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, the Raiders. They didn't go to the road last week to beat the Colts. I was real surprised at that.
Surprised.
We played them later in the year. This is the last homestand for the Raiders in Oakland. I know they're going to travel well. I know they're going to be beloved in Vegas.
I don't think this one's in Oakland, dude. I think this game is overseas.
No, it's the Bears in Oakland.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to Oakland here, buddy.
Are you sure? Are you sure they're not in England?
I'm looking right at Google.
Wait. You might be right.
They're playing in London, dude.
Yeah, you might be right. Okay.
It don't matter. They're the home team. Who cares? The Raiders going to win.
Neutral. No, dude, this is neutral territory. That's even worse.
No,
I think the Bears are going to smack them. In fact, I think the Raiders might get 12 points.
Dude, the Raiders, we wear the home colors. They're the home team. Raiders.
I don't know about that.
That's fair enough. And that was a good point and well brought up by you, Duke. I never would have checked that. I got too much shit going on. Next game we have, we got the Jets at the Eagles. Darnold still isn't back, and until he gets back, I don't see the Jets winning. I got the Eagles.
Of course, we all have the Eagles.
We got the Eagles. Okay,
all right, we'll move on.
Great. The Penny, however, is drunk again. I swear to God, the only time I ever think the Penny is drunk is when they pick the Jets, and it is plastered.
Wow.
Next game we have a dysfunctional Broncos team against the Chargers, who are a little more hurt. I have Chargers as well. I don't
Chargers.
All across the board.
You know what? I might as well say the Chargers because it's too hard to say the Broncos right now.
They're 0-4. Moving on.
Right.
What,
if you're gonna get a win in this week, it's not gonna be the Chargers.
Not really Chargers.
Right? Like it's just
I just don't think so. And the Broncos, here's the thing: they're at least healthy. There's no excuse for them losing, but they're at least
Flacco.
The Chargers are a little banged up, man, and they didn't look great in their victory against the Dolphins. I'll admit that they were not the best. And I think it's because they're missing some components, but they should probably have Gordon back. I don't know if it'll be 100, but yeah, I got to go Chargers too. Yeah, I tried to talk myself out of it, but I couldn't.
I know you wanted to. I felt it in your voice. I was like, dude, you can't fucking do this to yourself. I won't allow either of you to pick them.
I just couldn't. I couldn't talk myself into it, man.
You just can't do it. The next game, I kind of want to hear both of you talk about because I kind of have my thoughts, and I'll give them, but this game is the Packers at the Cowboys. It is a good game. This is possibly the game of the week, in my opinion, other than Monday night, possibly.
Yeah, this is easily the Cowboys game.
I have the Cowboys, too.
Yeah, the Packers showed a lot of signs of flaws against the Eagles. They're not to say that the Eagles aren't a good team, but, I mean, they do have an extra couple of days to figure things out since their game was on a Thursday. But, dude, I don't really believe in whatever LaFleur is doing because he's making things real obvious. He's like, I'm going to keep having Aaron Rodgers throw the ball because I don't believe in my running game. And if the other team knows you're going to just keep tossing it, I think they'll be able to figure something out for it. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys on that.
Yeah, I like Cowboys just because the whole pack is about to implode. Matt LaFleur is not the answer. And Aaron Rodgers, he's not the answer. So Packers, congratulations. You lose.
Damn.
Right. And that's a 4-way. That is the Cowboys all the way. Next game we have Colts at the Chiefs. I don't need to talk about this.
Oh, man, dude. I can't wait to watch the Chiefs
time.
light them asses up, dude.
Time.
I know, man. Maybe one day.
Right, but this would have been an exciting game
maybe.
if Andrew Luck was still in the league, right? Like
Well,
this
yeah, because, it's a repeat of
No,
playoffs.
it wouldn't be no exciting game because we just know we're like be whooping their ass, man. Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, Colts usually aren't known for putting up crazy big numbers. And,
ever.
I don't know if T.Y. is going to be back, but he wasn't back last week. And if he's not back this week, they just don't have the decoy to help the others get free. Like, they were able to get a little something going against the Raiders, but it was too little too late. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs because it's my team.
I'm going to Chiefs because I'm not stupid.
Damn.
I was thinking the same exact thing. I was thinking, no joke, the same exact thing. If you pick the Colts this week, you're either Tony Dungy or a fucking moron.
Or Peyton Manning.
Right, or Peyton Manning, who has a fantastic series out now called Peyton's Places. And I actually love Peyton Manning, like, off the field.
You would.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You're right. He is the exact type of guy I would love. I do love him.
You should hate him for all the times that he lost to your team in your childhood.
Yeah, right, dude. Thanks for losing so much. Fucking awesome guy, idiot.
Wow.
Next game we have Monday Night Football, which has been awful. To be honest, I don't expect a ton out of this game, or it could blow the fuck up. It could blow the fuck up, and the roofs could be.
This is probably the best Monday night we've had thus far.
Right, only because of record.
Right.
Only because of record.
Yeah, it's true.
We don't know if Tevin Coleman's back. We don't know what the hell's happening in San Francisco with their running back game, but they've averaged the third highest in the league, and the Browns have not looked good. The Browns at the 49ers, man. This one is a tough one.
I'm going to go with the 49ers because they haven't proven me wrong yet. The Browns are all over the place, and Kitchens is kind of the reason for it. I have a feeling that this game will probably be a close one, and when it comes down to someone making the right decision, he will not. And so the 49ers will win a sloppy one, but they'll still win it.
The 49ers on Monday Night Football, the West Coast. I think it's just the lights are too bright for Baker Mayfield.
Good grief.
And he can't get it
Well,
done.
last time he won was Monday night, wasn't it?
It was Thursday night.
And it's exactly why I'm going to pick the Browns. It's not exactly why. The reason why is because I want to see Jimmy G in the spotlight. I want to see their running game in the spotlight. The Browns have already been in the spotlight since before the season even started. And they won a tough game last week. So I'm going to take the Browns against your guys' 49ers. And that just about wraps us up.
Or was the penny take?
The Browns.
Oh, well. I
Yeah,
see
well,
why you picked
I'm
it.
working on my last drink, so
Sounds like the Penny's got a lot of our picks this week, so Penny's going to be either doing well this week or we're all going to be doing bad.
No, the Penny has a lot of false picks. But otherwise, we saw what last week what happened then. So
I think the dust will settle now. I think things are going to change.
Dust will settle. I will become champion.
Oh my
And that's
goodness!
it.
you
All right.
literally haven't picked enough different picks to make that happen yet.
Hey,
But,
it's
Duke,
still. Hey, you know what? And there's gonna be a week when I do, and your minds will be blown away when I do.
All right. Well,
Well, where can they find us, man? Let's talk about that.
Well, we can be found on many different versions of the internet. YouTube, you can find us by typing in the Ricky Williams Trilogy. You can also do that by following us on Facebook. And if you want, you can follow us through Fumblerooski Sports, also on Facebook. But guess what? We can be found on Twitter, Instagram, and we can also be followed from our respective workplaces to our cars. Is there anywhere else they can find us?
Please subscribe on YouTube. That's
yes.
where we're posting now. We should be branching off into other podcast areas. Improvements will be coming. Please tell your friends. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. As YouTubers say.
Or you get smashed.
Smash to 5,000 likes.
I'm about that. I mean,
yeah. Smash that like button. And we'll do something crazy. On that note, yes.
I think smashing is boning, dude.
Oh, well. I think that's an HR.
Aurora of things. Smashing is a whole lot.
So, yes.
Especially if you're getting married. It was a fun week, boys. We're one quarter through the season, and it seems like a blink of a fucking eye. It's every single week. It seems like it goes faster and faster.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be just a couple of weeks, and you'll be crying again, Moose, about how the season's over.
I know.
And you'll be like, Tom Brady might leave me again.
Tom Brady might leave, but my Rangers actually look good. And tonight is the first official night of the NHL season for those that give a shit. I know those in Boston will, because everyone loves the Bruins here in Boston. The Celtics start up soon. We're going to have 3 sports again soon, and it is going to get wild in here. We are going to focus mainly on football. That is what we do. That's why we're here. But we will talk a little bit about those other sports as we feel the need.
Yeah, Golden Knights, baby. Woo!
Yeah,
Gambling.
Whoa!
Yeah, Golden Knights are going to be awful this year. The Rangers look good, though. So keep your eyes out on everyone else. Dude, this is the one time, Duke, that my fucking hockey team looks good. Anyways, we're back to football.
Does that sound a lot like me there, John?
No, because my team's never gone. You know what? Let's not get into it. My team's been horrible since the day I was born. I just want a fucking Stanley Cup, and I don't care.
You just want a playoff appearance, man. That's what you want.
No, we've been to a Stanley Cup. I got so drunk, high the night we lost, I passed out on my friend's floor and pissed myself. So, I'm looking forward to this year. Otherwise, do you guys have a 34 or a puppy dog?
Yes, I got a couple of 34 awards too. My boy Delaney Walker for his 500 catches career, for Frank Gore for being a workhorse and showing that running backs still matter with his 200th start in this game. The only other running back to do that, Emmitt Smith, who's in the Hall of Fame.
Hell yeah. So, Frank Gore's the fucking man. I don't even care that he did it against us. And you know what, too? Our defense couldn't even tackle him.
Larry Fitzgerald is only second now to Jerry Rice in receptions.
Yes.
So good for him. Those 3 guys are proving that, hey, as long as you stay professional and keep doing your job, you can have success in this league. I guess my puppy dog goes to just the media, man. Dogging on Brady. Just let him have one bad game. Let it go.
Dogging. Okay. No, you know what, though? You know what, Duke?
Let it go.
I'll be honest, man. He does pout. Tom Brady's a little bit of a pretty boy in that category.
Well,
when things don't go his way.
His wife's a supermodel. He's going to pout.
Dude, if I had 6 Super Bowl rings, I'd be pouting too, dude. Okay? Let's just put it that way.
You know what, too? Anything he says about his receivers gets centralized, and it's all about the young guys and the young problems and all this, but he'll make it work, man.
This national media guy saying he's falling off the cliff again. It's like, whatever.
Also, shout out to Max Kellerman for being a fucking idiot, saying that Giannis is like 1-3 away from being better than Jordan. You're a fucking moron. This is why you guys should listen to us. We are fans. And we speak from the heart. We don't speak from the bullshit.
We don't do clickbait around here.
Right. Like, if we wanted to say nonsense like Duke says, then, like, but here's the thing.
We try to bring him back to earth.
But here's the thing: is that he's a fan, man. And that's how it's supposed to be.
No, dude. No, you know what? No, you just can't argue with my opinions because my opinions actually go 360. Y'all just one-sided, man. I go all the way around the world.
Duke, when we get
to, I tell you, our side is the winning
side. 9-7.
Winning side, dude. I mean, like, but here's the thing that I find so funny. It's like you guys like want to be proven so white like these guys. You're just like a little Max Jr. and a Stephen A. Smith Jr. Man. No, that's all it is. Because you guys can't be your body. Look at you. Go get your ESPN song. Go get this shit out there.
Listen,
dude.
Like
you know what?
My
if
ego.
I cool. Money, I don't care, dude.
My ego, cool, as a Patriots fan, my ego has been a hot air balloon flowing in the air continuously without any fuel since I was 5. I can't help it.
But actually, I've been proven. And I've been proven more wrong. I've been proven pretty right many times.
Well, this week we will decide.
And I said too, yeah. You know what? No, screw you, man. Screw you, your whole shit.
That's fine.
I'll cut that out. Whatever.
No, don't. I love it. I love you. I love your fandom. I love all of your fandom. Everyone that's listening
not fandom,
to us,
dude. It's just looking at a different angle,
dude,
man.
You know how many Dolphins fans we have up here?
Dude, I wish we had 1 million, man.
You'd be surprised. We have a lot of Dolphins fans up here.
I hope we do, man.
I feel for them, but also like I don't fucking care about you. So that's the thing, is we want your fandom, but I'm not gonna just sit here. And that's the thing about sports, is we're fans, and that's it. So with that being said, I believe we've come to a conclusion on this beautiful episode of the Ricky Williams Trilogy. I am Seamus the Moose Anderson here in the beautiful state of Rhode Island,